While attending high school in Los Angeles, he and his fellow student Roy Ayers formed a Latin jazz group that played professionally in the area from 1960 to 1963. He worked with George Morrow at the International Hotel. Around this time, he also studied with Donald Dean. He then worked from 63 to 67 with Cal Tjader, sometimes exchanging instruments with the vibraphonist. While with Tjader, he occasionally performed and recorded with Vince Guaraldi. Thereafter, he worked with Gene Harris in the Three Sounds from 68 to 73, and with Freddie Hubbard from 73 to 78, Art Pepper from 76 to 82, and Horace Silver from 83 to 93. He may be seen in the documentary Art Pepper, Notes from a Jazz Survivor. We got some royalty right here for you folks. But first, we're going to go to a little film that I made for y'all, if I can find it. There it is. Okay, let's see. Share the screen. There we go. Can everybody see that? All right. Right? Fantastic three more sounds. right, guys. Give you a little tiny bit of that. That's off the Three More Sounds Gardenia Club CD. It's top 50 up on the jazz charts. Very, very good. Very good sound, and for a live, recording, that's pretty amazing. I'm going to wait for this little montage I made for the boys to play out. We got a lot of, that's Robert Turner, he just had a little baby. Yeah, we got some real heavyweights coming in here in a second. I hope can you all see me? Can you all see me on Facebook? Let me know, please. Because it says only me. Hey, there we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's get this party started. Let's see what happens. Hi. Y'all there? Make sure you connect to your audio. They're coming. Everybody's connecting. Hey, I hear something.
It's me.
All right.
Can you see me?
I can't see you. I can only see your name.
So how do I put it so you can see me?
You should be able to find a little camera down at the bottom, and if it has a red line through it, that means, oh, there's Henry. Oh, that's Carl. Sorry, that's Carl. Hey,
Carl.
Hey, how you doing?
We're waiting for Robert to figure out how to turn his video on.
Oh, okay.
It's a little camera down in the lower left, Robert.
I see Dyan Kane and some signals, and I see three dots on the very bottom. That's all I see on the bottom.
3 dots.
And then I see
you don't see a little camera on the bottom of your screen or anywhere on your screen. I see that your audio looks muted, but it's not. Okay. Now it's not.
Not muted. Okay.
Hi, Carl.
Hey, how you?
You look good. Whoa, look at you.
Oh, I'm gonna push start video.
I don't know if you guys watched.
There he is.
Larry,
you could disappear.
See me now?
I can't see.
Oh
yeah, there you are. Hey.
Okay. Yo, boo.
All right. Now we gotta get.
Hey, Carl. Hey, Carl. How you doing? The technology. How you like this technology?
Man.
That's beautiful.
It's something else, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Wow, thank you guys for showing. Hi, there you are, in the light here. He's in the light.
I've just been trying to figure this mess out.
We see you. Just don't move. The light is good there. Wow. Is this the first time you guys have been together since the Gardenia?
No.
No.
We've done a couple record dates together.
Okay.
That's about it.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm. We did a record date for Francis Cochet.
Yes.
Francis Cochet.
Yes.
What did you play? What'd you play on that one?
The bass.
Double bass. The double bass.
Right.
That's what your bio says, the double bass.
Double bass, right.
Robert had a couple of entries, piano and organ.
Oh, yeah.
You played piano and organ?
Yes, yes,
'Cause I know
yes,
you play
yes.
vibraphone. I know you play vibraphones, and drums, but I didn't know you played piano and organ.
I play vibraphones on the keyboard,
No,
but
Robert
basically,
did.
Oh, Robert, okay. No,
yeah.
because Carl, it says on your
I
bio
played
that
vibraphone.
you played vibraphone, you studied trumpet and clarinet, right?
That was a long time ago.
You don't play you don't play that. You wouldn't play that on stage.
but vibraphone I played.
Okay.
Yeah, vibraphone I played, and drums
And drums.
primarily.
Well, I'm glad you played drums because you certainly took that forward
Primarily.
in your life.
Yeah.
You sound so
Carl
good. You
Carl
sound
was a
really
great
good
vibe
on this
player.
record.
Carl was a great vibe player.
Yeah, man.
What'd you say, Henry?
I said you were a great vibe player in those days. You were a great
Oh, yeah.
vibraphone.
I mean, you guys all play instruments that
Thank you.
unless they have a piano at the the venue, you got to carry your instruments around with you. You gotta pack them up and ship them all over the world. You gotta find a way to get your bass to Europe, and you gotta find a way to get your drum kit to Europe. I mean, that's a
A
lot of.
hard issue.
You love that. You
A
gotta.
hard issue.
I
Right.
bet you have a lot of stories to tell about that. Now, Carl and Henry, you guys played with Gene Harris originally, the
Right.
original Three Sounds.
No, not the original.
No.
No. I came after Andy Simpkins.
Okay.
And I came after Bill Dowdy.
Okay. But Gene Harris was still there, so you guys created another band with him and continued on.
Right.
And now
Right.
with Robert Turner. Robert Turner, who made a CD called Blues for Gene, fabulous CD. Gene Harris was always your go-to, the template for for your piano. I mean, you sound like exactly like him, and now you guys are all carrying on that.
Wow.
That beautiful. I mean, for everybody to hear, it's just amazing. It's just, I mean, how do you guys feel when you're up there playing like that? Like last time I saw you down at the iconic lighthouse, and
Right.
man, that room went crazy.
Yeah, they were a great audience. They were a really great audience.
Well, Robert, how does that feel for you? That must feel like a miracle, just like a dream come true to be playing with these guys.
It is. Oh, it is. It definitely is. Who would have ever known? I mean, I remember it was 1993, and I was sitting at home, and it was Gene Harris's birthday. You remember they used to play the artists all day long if it was their birthday, and it'd be interviewed. Well, it was an interview too, and it was my first time hearing him, and I'm telling you, when I heard it, I happened to record it too. I just loved it, and I just been at it ever since. And then to run into Henry and Carl, it's a big honor.
Well, Robert, you were born here in LA, so you knew Henry and Carl before, right? You knew them for a long time.
I met Henry in '94, like my first year, studying Gene Harris. I think I just graduated from high school, and I just got turned onto the world stage. And then I met Henry, and he said, "We're three more sounds." I never forgot it. And that's when you had Bobby Pierce, right?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't think you remember, but it was a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's when I first met Henry, and then maybe 10 years later, I got Charles Owens called and put us all together and stuff.
Damn.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We had that gig with Charles. That's right.
Yeah, and Alphonse.
And Alphonse Mouzon. That's right.
Alphonse Mouzon. Woo! He was a monster. Well, you got some great. We were just listening to On a Clear Day. We got Night Mist Blues by Ahmad Jamal. You said, Robert.
Yes.
I love Ahmad Jamal. Love
Yes,
Ahmad
me
Jamal.
too.
And Sombrero Sam. Who wrote that?
Charles Lloyd.
Charles Lloyd.
Charles Lloyd. Okay. Eleanor Rigby. You did a nice rendition of Eleanor Rigby. Misty. When I Fall in Love. Uptown Sop.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah,
yours.
that's Ray Brown. That's Ray Brown.
Ray Brown. Okay, sorry, because you have something similar on your Blues for Jean.
No, they both Ray Brown. I recorded that on that too. Yeah, I recorded that on. Yeah. Sure
Okay.
did.
No, you haven't. Okay, I'm getting confused. Green Dolphin Street and Milestones. So you guys all decided to do those songs, or Robert, did you just like decide off the top of your head at that moment in at the Gardenia Club to just play those tunes, and you guys were going to jam on them?
Me and Henry was putting it all together, putting the songs and putting the putting everything together, and we kind of planned it. You know what I mean? Like, and then we played, at the Lighthouse. We did a few concerts, so when it was time to do those songs, we were somewhat ready. You know what I mean?
Okay. That was a nice gig, and Louis Van Taylor joined you, and he sounds great.
Right.
He sounded great on that tune.
And Mrs. Burnett on tambourine too.
Oh, I was wondering where that tambourine came from. All right. Hi, Mrs. Burnett. I know you're watching. I hope you are.
Hello. Yes, I'm enjoying you.
Hi. Thank you so much for making this possible. So you
undoubtedly my pleasure.
Yeah. Well, how long have you two been married? What's the secret?
13 years.
13. And what's the secret sauce to your success?
Laugh every day from the gut.
Is Carl a funny guy?
Hilarious.
Because we don't know, because we only see him play drum. What was that?
I have friends like Henry who keep.
Man, I mean, you guys. I mean, Carl, you played with Freddie Hubbard. I met Freddie Hubbard at the Blue Note years and years ago. What was that like?
Yeah.
Playing with Freddie Hubbard.
Well, that was an incredible experience. Henry and I did it at the same time at one point.
Oh.
We both worked with Freddie. Yeah, we did a tour of Japan and
wow.
a few things all together.
Yeah, he was something else, Freddie Hubbard, man. Woo! He was so strong and he had all those muscles, and he would be playing that trumpet, and all the girls would be like, ha! He was something else. He left behind some standards that we now play now. And
he did.
And Robert Turner, you and Henry both played with Stevie Wonder. In fact, Henry has a gold record with Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, I didn't play with him. I just recorded with him one time.
Recorded with Stevie Wonder. What was that like?
Well, it was fun. It was fun.
How does he rehearse? How does that happen?
It was just he and I in the studio, and we recorded and put the bottom line on the tune that he wanted. And then by the time he got through mixing and all that stuff, I couldn't tell where I was, but he was happy.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a beautiful album that you're on there, The Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants.
It is, huh? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, mean, Henry, you've had such a long career. I don't even know where to begin. What
Go ahead.
what is the most memorable, I don't know, recording gig that you've ever played, and why?
The most memorable recording date?
Yeah, besides this recent one. besides this one, of course.
Well, I guess the most memorable would probably be with the record we did with Woody Shaw for Contemporary. And the reason it was memorable because Woody didn't have he was looking for Sunship, and Sunship was unavailable for the first 3 rehearsals at the studio. So he had different drummers coming in, and it wasn't what he wanted, you know. So Sunship finally got there the 3rd day, and Woody had never seen Sunship before.
Really?
No, he never, but he knew about him. He heard about him, and he heard him play. He'd never seen him. So Sunship walked in with his drums, with the skull and the crossbones and the bass drum, and he had a cape on, and he had his mask on, and his colored boots and stuff. And Woody, to say the least, was taken back at a gasp. But after he set his stuff up and started playing,
wait, like he had a mask on? You mean like a mask?
Yeah, Sunship used to wear a mask quite a bit.
Why was that?
It was Sunship. I don't know. That was Sunship.
He had like a germ phobe? It was a germ phobe?
No. It was like, no. It was just a mask to cover the eyes.
Oh, okay. Like the Lone Ranger.
Yes. But
wow.
after he set his drums up and started playing, it was a match made in heaven.
Oh, wow. So he knew that he wanted that sound, that drum sound on his record.
That's what he wanted.
That's amazing. Well, it really is about who you put together, right, Robert? Right, Carl?
Yes.
I mean, it really is about like putting the right people together in the studio, and then the magic happens.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, you know,
can you bring your face, Robert? I can't see you. Can you bring your face?
There you go. I was saying, is that better?
That's better.
I was saying, speaking of that, you know, we just did a little record with Kevin and Lyndon and all these great musicians.
Oh, I was just talking about that before you guys came on. I mean,
so it's a small world, right?
I mean, what a beautiful project. I'm so proud of this project. You know, that's the second time you and I have recorded together, and you're on 8 of the 9 songs. You know, I mean, when you have that magic, it's just beautiful. Carl, what about you? What is your most memorable touring experience where you played in front of, you know, where do you ever, when you're playing, you know, live, do you ever transcend the moment so that it seems like you have like an out of body experience? Has that ever happened to you?
Well, I've had that happen a few times.
Yeah.
But when you focus on what it is that you're doing, a lot of times you lose focus of your surroundings.
Right.
Because you get locked into what it is you're trying to do with the sounds that you're hearing. You know, most times you know the music already, but trying to put things in an order that you feel you get the best results from. And a lot of times you lose concentration of your surroundings. So that's quite an experience, you know, to go through something and finish and have a astounding response from the audience, and you can't fully remember everything you did. But it's what happens from time to time.
I think that that's the most grace you have as an artist is when you totally become, you lose, you know, you're still with the music and everything. It's not like you're doing something else, but you transcend yourself while you're playing. You have a mystical experience, and you can't remember what you did because you were right in the moment.
I guess that makes sense.
It's difficult, but that's the beauty of a trio. You have all of the sounds. You got the melody and you got the rhythm, and you're supporting those two entities. You have the freedom to go where you want, and every piece has the freedom to go where they want, but we have to always focus on doing it together.
Right.
Wow.
That's what makes the group proper.
Right.
Wow, that's deep. Never thought of it that way.
Is it deep, Robert? I mean, I know, because when you're playing, you look like you just go someplace else sometimes. I mean, but I mean, it's beautiful because people are they go there with you and you bring them with you. And that's the beauty of what you do. It takes everybody out of themselves.
Wow, that's
I mean, but you have that gift.
Thank you.
Otherwise, these guys wouldn't have given you a second look.
Oh no.
But you know what? That's really the experience that I believe Henry and I had with Gene Harris. Right. So the same experience came up with Robert, which made the whole thing.
Well, how did that happen?
Extravagant.
How did you guys start together? I'm sorry to interrupt. Did he just say, "Can I sit in with you guys one night?" Because that's what he does. And then you suddenly realize, like, hey, this guy is like the SHIT. How did that happen? How did you guys come together?
I met Robert at a club in LA. I think it might have been the World Stage. And he was on his way to Japan or somewhere at the time. So we didn't get a chance to play together then. But later on, after he came back, I did get an opportunity to play when we did a record, I guess, the first record that we did. And the other drummer had been a kid that had gone to school with my youngest daughter. So we were really good friends and before he left town. And by the time I met Robert, I didn't realize that the young kid drummer I'm talking about was the drummer that had been working with Robert. So I met Robert at the time the drummer was about to leave, and we shared the first album that we did. He played part and I played part.
What album was that?
What was the name of that first album, Robert?
Ghetto Princess. Ghetto
Prince.
Right.
Okay. Ghetto Princess. Yeah. Like three. Yeah. I can't spend my
actually it was actually before Ghetto Princess.
Okay.
Princess, not princess. Princess.
Prince is.
Ghetto Princess. Ghetto Princess. You ghetto princess, you.
No, princess. No, not princess.
Oh wow. Okay.
Not princess.
So you guys met and played together first, and then Henry came into the mix later.
No, Henry was there. We was all playing together. That was
we're all playing together.
Okay, got
Henry was there before me. Henry was there before me.
Well, I met Robert and again we rekindled in China, and we talked about doing something.
China.
Yeah. So then when we came back.
You were in China when Robert was in China?
Yes.
Yes. That's right.
I was just finished. Yes, I was just finishing up a gig there, and he was just coming in.
Robert, this CD was a work of a work of love for you, wasn't it?
It sure was. My buddy Dino's Daryl Harris. Yeah, he produced it. Him and I produced it. He mostly produced it, and
China
it
Piano.
was goodness gracious, that was some serious work right there. It's a great record, very good record. Our version of Chinese songs.
That's amazing that you did that and actually got it done, and look at this gorgeous CD. It's no joke. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy China when you were there? You've been in China before too, Carl?
I've never been to China.
Huh.
A lot of Japan, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of other countries, but China, I've never been.
How about you guys? Did you guys play in Japan too?
I did.
Japan about 20 times, yeah.
So did you love it? Because I get
I
mixed feedback from people.
I love Japan.
Yeah.
Henry and I were together in Japan with Freddie Hubbard.
Okay. Wow.
That's right. 1975. We did about 10 cities there, right?
Right. And a couple of countries.
That's right. True.
Wow.
We recorded an album in Tokyo called Mr. Gleam on Sony Records.
Right.
With Freddie.
The Japanese really love jazz, and they really respect jazz artists. In general, I remember working at the Blue Note in New York City, and they used to order one drink. It was water at the end of the night, and with their cigarettes, and they would just sit there right up on the stage and just stare up at your nostrils. They love jazz. They're wonderful people too, a wonderful a country of very polite, respectful people. Did you find that that same thing there when you were there? Did you find you got a different reaction there than in playing in New York or LA?
Well, Japan is my favorite country for listening and eating. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sushi.
For me, I feel the same way. We traveled all the way from Sapporo in the top all the way down to Miyazaki in the bottom.
Wow.
It seems like all the cities in between.
Yeah.
Wow. I was there, but I wasn't touring. I kind of was starting out, so I was just playing in restaurants and stuff, but it was a great experience. You know, I was there for a few years.
Well, Robert, I know you love soul food. So how did you find the menus in Japan? How did you eat? How did you find a meal? Because I know you're very particular. You're not a sushi guy.
This cool guy named Kurt Ivey, I'll never forget him. He used to drink Heinekens. I met him at Gary's Motown Sound, and he was a cool guy. I mean, he could sing really good, like really soulful. Anyway, we were roommates and we became good friends, and he gave me a lesson. He was a real soul food chef. He gave me my first lesson how to cook smothered chicken with the gravy and everything. And I still use some of that recipe to this day.
He taught you that in Japan?
Sure did. And I couldn't get the gravy because, the grease would be on the top and the gravy would go down on the bottom. He showed me like 4 times. I couldn't get it. So, someone else showed me a recipe and I got it now. But yeah, I mean, he gave me my first lesson. So that's how I did that. They don't have soul food in Japan.
No.
You have to cook.
That's why I'm asking. I'm like, what did you eat when you were there, son? In China too. You had
McDonald's every day.
Oh no. Okay.
That's why I don't mess with McDonald's. I mean, I will not eat no McDonald's.
Robert, we lost your beautiful face. Oh,
I'm
there you
back.
are.
I'm back. Sorry, I'm back. I'm right here.
So let me ask you guys. So you guys worked with a publicist, a radio promoter on this record, yes?
Yes, Craig Neely. Craig
Greg
Neely.
Neely, and he was also responsible for getting you a Jazz Weekly review, also, correct?
Yeah, him and Derek Lucas from Rochester, New York, the radio station there. They're pretty much responsible for making it happen, along with the other radio stations and other friends and people. And then of course our friends Glenn Gordon and David Benoit here in LA, K-Jazz, they helped us too. So
Right. And
yeah,
you're charting too. You're charting on the jazz charts top 50 now, right?
almost. We almost there. We almost there.
What song is it? One particular song, or is it a bunch of different songs? Because I love number 2,
It's
Night Wind Blues.
yeah, Night Miss
Whole album.
Blues.
All of them are?
It's the whole album that goes on the charts.
Now, Henry, Skipper, first of all,
Yes, ma'am.
this is your label, right?
SP Records, yes.
SP Records. And so where'd the name Skipper come from?
That's a long story, but
Well, I mean, because you got a beard and a hat on and everything over here in this picture, and in the montage I showed.
Actually, I stole that from my son. His name is the Skipper.
Okay.
That's his nickname, and on my first album in 1971, we had an album called The Skipper because there's a tune called The Skipper that Bill Henderson wrote for his godson, who's my son.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, the tune did pretty well, and the way that the guy Gene Russell put the title of the album was Henry the Skipper Franklin. So that stuck ever since then.
Okay. Well, Robert only has one son so far. You guys have been at it for a little while longer.
He's just starting.
You guys raised some families together? You guys raised families while you were playing together and traveling? That must have been a little challenging.
Carl and I had kids just about the same time, and I'm their uncle, and Carl is my kid's uncle.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's all right.
Now, Carl, how many kids do you have, and how many boys and girls? And just give us a general idea. The reason why I ask is because it's to me, I never would have thought in a million years to have kids and try to have a career at the same time. And so to anybody who's in this business who has kids, to me, is like a king or a queen, because it's so difficult. How did you do that? And, okay, so back to my first question. You have kids, boys and girls?
I have 2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy, and some grandchildren too?
I have 2 grandsons.
Oh, how nice.
Now I have 4 grandkids.
Oh.
Because a couple of marriages.
Okay.
So the group gets bigger.
Oh, God, yeah. Are they nearby, or are they dispersed? The diaspora?
No, they're kind of dispersed. Everybody dispersed.
Yeah. Well, see, now we have Zoom, so you can see them.
I know. My youngest daughter just came in town. She lives in New York.
Oh, yeah?
She came in town and we talked today.
Is she in music, or are any of your children in music?
Yeah, she, when times are good, she was doing Phantom of the Opera on Broadway. And
he was doing say that again?
She was doing Phantom of the Opera on Broadway.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It ended. Her first album is just coming out.
Oh my goodness, that's wonderful.
Janina Burnett.
Janina Burnett. Everybody, look her up.
She's great classical singer.
Wow. That's amazing. Well, to be on Broadway, you can't be too shabby. That's awesome. You must be so proud.
Yeah, she's done pretty well. After graduating college, her first job was La Wayne on Broadway. So she's been busy.
Wow. Wow.
So her first album is out now. I can't recall the name of it. It just came out.
Okay.
But Janina.
Now, is it Broadway or American Songbook, or is it jazz?
This is jazz.
Okay. Oh, cool. I'll have to look for that.
So my other daughter, she recorded an album with Horace Silver and Andy Bay.
No kidding.
Her name is Dawn Burnett.
Dawn Burnett. Okay.
She's a great jazz singer.
Wow.
Yeah. So
well, see, so it's in the blood.
I think so. Except my son, he didn't get involved in music.
Oh no.
Yeah, he's doing some other things in his life, so he's enjoying it.
Okay.
So far, he's got a couple of sons now, so he's working on it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I mean, it's a tough business sometimes, and you know, you're so blessed to get a gig, especially nowadays. Hey, my dog. Henry, you have children?
I have 3 children and a foster daughter. I have 1 daughter, 2 sons, and a foster daughter. Yes.
And do any of your children have any musical proclivities?
None whatsoever.
Really?
They're interested in making money.
Well, all right. Tell them to give me a call because, you know.
No, they're interested in making money, and they're doing pretty well, and they're all doing good. So I'm happy for all of them. But I'm a second generation, so 2 generations of this stuff is enough.
You know, you're so nonchalant about it, but you're really just so special. And Robert, you just had a little boy.
Yes, RT3. Robert
RT3.
Robert Turner III.
Because your dad was Robert, and then you took your dad's name, and now RT3.
RT3.
Is he showing any leanings towards music? Is he banging on any pots or?
Well, I saw him, watch me. He watches me a little bit. He's, it's kind. He's a little bit intrigued about it, just a little bit. Let's see what happens.
Now you do a lot of home concerts. Where is your piano in your apartment? Because it must be not the neighbors don't start pounding on the wall or anything. I mean, you really go at it when you play.
We have very, very nice neighbors and support. Very nice people, and my wife. We have it in our living room.
Nadine, she's so beautiful.
Yeah, so very supportive. And I love her to death. So, yeah.
Oh God. Well, I mean, you have to have a supportive spouse. You guys know that. You have to have support when you're a musician. I mean, you can't have somebody screaming at you on the phone going, "When you coming home?" You got, you're going where? Get. You have to have the support. Did either of your wives travel with you when you went abroad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always nice to have, your loved ones and people who you love with you.
Yeah, if
it helps.
If it's feasible, a lot of times it's not feasible because you're traveling so much and they don't pay for your wife. You got to pay for it yourself,
That's right.
But when it's feasible, we did it.
That's right.
And if your wife's working, they can't leave.
That's right.
Right. Take care of them kids.
I mean, and now it's easier because you can just see each other on your phone, but you know, years ago, that's not how it was. You know, you had to pay and call, and you know, that's
Yeah.
it's rough. It's difficult to be on the road, but it's so gratifying once you're up on stage, too.
Right.
Now, I'm going to ask this question. It's a little off to the left a little bit, but um, and I'll preface it by saying when Jasmia Horn, famous jazz singer Jasmia Horn, who Robert had the pleasure of playing with, traveled to other countries, Russia and thereabouts, she encountered a lot of racism and she was surprised about it. She was kind of knocked back by it. Have you guys, I know you've dealt with all of that while you're traveling, but I mean, Japan, you know, once you get up on the stage, people tend to just love the music, and but was that a real big hassle years and years ago, dealing with racism, and now with BLM and in this country coming back into that, are you stunned and shocked that we're not progressing forward as opposed to, it seems like we're moving backwards? Let's start with you, for Henry.
Well, to tell you the truth, we were treated better over there than we were over here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so that's still like that.
It's still like that.
Yeah, I haven't had any problems. Only one time in London and one time, well, let's see. Right, not Germany. What's the country next to Germany?
Switzerland,
No,
France,
it starts with it.
Belgium,
No, Austria.
Austria.
One time in Austria. Yeah, one time in Austria, we got some bad vibes from the guy.
Really?
And one time in London, but I can understand Austria because he was an older guy and he was still, I guess, he was one of Hitler's guys, you know.
Uh-huh.
And London was just some fools, that's all.
Uh-huh.
Other than that, everything's been smooth sailing.
Well, that's good.
Right.
I mean, as it should be.
Yeah,
But
right.
I do think like other countries tend to, I mean, a lot of my friends in New York used to say they loved going to France and Europe because they just treat jazz musicians so well over there, and they come back to the States and it's like, here we are, home.
I had wonderful trips to a lot of different places in the world. Only one time did I have any difficulty. And that was once I went to do a tour in South Africa. And it was with Eddie Harris, saxophone. And we played at the concerts that we went over there for, and we had a record date that we're supposed to do. And people from the club in Africa came and asked us why we're not over there playing at their club. And we said, well, we didn't come to play at your club. We came to do concerts, and we're going to do a record date, and then we're going back. So they were turned off and upset because of this, and they took our passports for a month.
What?
And we had to stay there, so they figured we'd have to work for them. So we were doing a record date at the time, and there was a African lady that worked in the studio. So when this happened, we told them what was going on because we were recording at that time. And she said, you don't have to support, you don't have to yield to that. I'm going to talk with my people. She was from the Zulu tribe in Africa.
Huh.
And she flew over there that night, made arrangements for us. And when she came back the second day, she said, okay, pack up all your stuff. We're going to play it at the hotel that my people own in Durban. So we went got what we could out of the hotel, left, went to Durban, and stayed there for 2 weeks. That's how much time it was before we could come back and get out passports and stuff.
Damn.
And a wonderful hotel that we played in, the wonderful facility that we performed in every night. So we had a job there every night with some people that we never recognized that we'd be dealing with, but it was people from a Zulu tribe.
Huh.
And the guy that was a road manager for the trumpet player from South Africa,
Masakela.
Hugh Masekela.
Hugh Masekela, was the
Peter.
manager
Which
of the hotel.
You're talking about Peter.
Peter, he was the manager of the hotel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So we played there the whole time that we were sanctioned to not get our passports and stuff back. And when time was up, we left the hotel, went back and got our passport and came back home.
How did they get away with taking your passports away like that? That's just wrong.
Well, it was their country.
And this was, you said South Africa?
This was in South Africa. This was in, what was the name of it? I mean, I can't think of the name of the town.
Johannesburg.
Cape Town? It was Cape Town.
Cape Town?
Cape
What
Town,
year was
yeah.
that?
Yeah, it was Cape Town. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Cape
you said,
Town.
what year was that? Was that
You
during?
got it.
That was during apartheid, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
During that time, yeah. During that time. Yeah.
Well,
I was at that club, Carl. The one Peter managed.
The club where we went?
Yeah, how was it? Was it nice?
It was a beautiful club, man. A beautiful club. It was from the hotel. It was like maybe a 10-minute walk from the hotel to the hotel where we played.
Wow.
And the guy that was the manager of the hotel had been the road manager for Hugh Masekela.
Yeah, that was Peter. The reason I asked.
Yeah, Peter.
Go ahead.
Bill Henderson, the piano player, knew him because they did some things with Hugh Masekela. So it was turned out really wonderful.
Oh, well, good. I mean,
Yeah.
see, there's always a silver lining. I mean, not always, sometimes, but that turned out to be a good situation for you.
Right, but that's why we say our prayers every day.
That's right. Well, Robert, what about you? Have you ever had to deal with any unusual situations when traveling?
No. I'm pretty much say no. I mean, I'm sure you got some crazy people, here and there, but no, it's pretty much been smooth sailing. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate. They do have some great talented musicians, different cultures. You know what I mean? I met all kind of races and cultures, and it showed me their music and their style, and and I tried to learn as much as I could from them. They were very, very, very good friends of mine. Been very, very fortunate. I haven't run into no problems with the race and stuff. No.
That's very good.
Very smooth.
Henry, you played Grazing in the Grass with Hugh Masekela. That you were the original bassist. You recorded that tune. I mean, I listened to that song when I was a kid, and that was you I was listening to, and I didn't even know it. I mean, that's a great experience. I'm just blown away by that. Grazing in the grass is a gas, can't you see it? It's real, So real, so real, so real, so real, so real. Maybe you should do that song, and I'll sing it. So,
Wait, Henry's trying to say something, but it sounds like he's muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
There
can hear
you
you
go. I
now.
can hear.
Well, you see, you got
Henry's
the
just
wrong.
laying down in his bed. You know, he doesn't care.
Well,
Like,
no, I can't go. I can't go in the other room because my internet is bad. So I got to stay in the bedroom. So here I am.
all right, baby. That's all right.
You got the wrong version, Diane. You have the Friends of Distinctions version, Grazing in the Grass is a Gas. That Carl was on that one. I was on the original.
Really?
The original Hugh Masekela.
Carl, it was you I was listening to all those years? Oh, so they didn't take Hugh Masekela's song and redo it? That wasn't an original it wasn't.
No, they did. They did take his.
Oh, they just did a different version.
You were just humming. You were just singing the other version, the Friends of Distinction version.
Okay.
And then Carl was on that one.
Huh.
It's all right.
I know it's getting close to the hour, but I have to ask, I know Robert, you know, when you first started playing, that Gene Harris was your idol. What about you, Carl? Who did you listen to and then finally said, okay, I can do this. I'm getting my own style now. But who did you listen to when you first started?
What, with Gene Harris? Playing music, period.
Well, when you first started playing drums,
okay,
who did you emulate, or did you just practice your own thing? How did you develop your own style? And who are your idols that you listen to? Did you
inspiration?
Your inspiration.
Well, it kind of fluctuated. It kind of fluctuated for me because in the beginning, I switched back and forth, not knowing which instrument to play between vibraphone and drums.
Vibraphone. Oof. But then when you made up your mind to play drums, did you practice?
Even then, I had an opportunity to work with a guy named Carl Jader.
Okay.
And he had played drums before, so we used to switch off back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So that was fun.
Okay.
You know. And after that, I started working with Gene Harris and the Three Sounds. That's when I had a chance to really focus on drums.
So that was when you really focused on your own style. You honed your own sound, your style.
Mm-hmm. And I had a chance to do that with Gene Harris.
Mm-hmm.
An opportunity, and I had a group that I was able to play with rhythmically and musically, because that's the way Gene and Andy played.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a benefit for me. So after hearing Robert, it was like, whoa, man, this is the beginning again.
Oh, wow. Really? Robert inspires you?
Yeah, he really did.
Yeah. You could see that on stage with you guys. I mean, you guys are so magical on stage together. You know, you lift. And then the whole audience starts to lift. And then I look around, everybody's off the ground listening to you guys. And Henry, who if there's anybody that you could say was your main inspiration for bass, who did you listen to and say, I gotta play like that guy, I gotta play like that?
My hero was Paul Chambers.
Okay. Yeah.
So between Paul Chambers and Miles Davis at that time and John Coltrane, I knew where I wanted to go.
Such a nice guy he was, Paul Chambers, too.
I never got to meet him.
So
Hello?
when you worked out, did you work out to his albums? I just want to know how you.
Yeah, I
I mean,
did.
I know I fell in love with Diane. I fell in love with Diane Reeves, her first album with George Duke, and I sang that album forever. I wore it out. I had to go buy another one, and I wanted to get her. I wanted to get her tone and her phrasing. Did you do that with anybody?
Yeah, I would play along with Paul Chambers records all the
Yeah.
time, sure. Records that Paul was on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never got to meet him. You say he was a nice guy though, huh? I know he was. He had to be.
He came to the Blue Note. That he was still alive in '82.
Okay.
And so I believe I met, well, I heard, I hung around them a little bit at the Blue. I used to work at the Blue Note in New York, and it was like church. I went to church. It changed my life.
Oh yeah.
And I
So
met
yeah.
everybody, Freddie Hubbard, Stanley Turrentine, Carmen McRae, Sarah Vaughan, Nancy Wilson, not Duke Ellington, Oscar Peterson, Chuck Mangione, everybody played there. And I worked there for 2 years. So I saw everybody and heard everybody and met everybody.
Cool. Yeah, that was great. You from New York?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's one thing to hang out with those people and, let them rub off on you, but it's another thing to make up your mind that you're going to go and do that and make a living career doing it. Robert, so you love Gene Harris, but is there anybody else that influenced you that you would listen to and say, I got to play like that?
Oh, everybody else. Everybody else.
Besides
Besides
Eric Lewis.
Oh, all of them. Everybody. All of them. All the rest of them.
And
all. But Gene's like my favorite.
Do you all listen to jazz when you're hanging out the house, or no?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Who do you listen to, Henry?
Listen to everybody. When I say everybody, I mean either mostly John Coltrane, and I like Art Blakey.
Yeah.
And McCoy, quite a bit of McCoy.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of stuff, a lot of Freddie, and I love trumpet players, so Freddie and Woody Shaw, and guys like that.
How about Kamasi? Do you listen to Kamasi?
No.
So you like listening to the old standard standbys?
Oh yeah.
The guys who really created the music. What about you, Carl? Same?
Yeah, I tried to listen to people, during my time. I listened to the Three Sounds. I listened to John Coltrane. I liked Hubert Laws.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert and I tried to get him on this song we did, but
yeah, I did. We ended up doing a job in Japan together.
Oh yeah.
With Hubert. Yeah.
Wow.
And I work with quite a few different people.
Yeah,
from time to time.
You guys have worked with everybody in the business. I mean,
it's hard to do it, although sometimes you feel like you'd like to because people are playing such good music. You want to go and hear everybody. And when we go to New York, you want to try to hear everybody that's playing.
Oh yeah.
Everything that's going on.
Well, the beauty of New York is that you walk down from Sweet Basil to Vanguard to the corner of Greenwich and 7th. I mean, you just walk to the jazz clubs and just they're right there, or else you go uptown.
I didn't know New York well enough to be able to do that. I used to have to take a taxi wherever I had to go.
Okay. No,
but there wasn't many clubs at the time that I could go that were that close together. When I go to the Village, I go to the Village Gate.
Village Gate.
The Blue Note.
Blue Note, yeah.
And a couple of the places that were kind of close I used to go to. I wasn't in New York a lot. I went there with Freddie. I went there with Hart Silver. I went there with Art Pepper.
Yeah.
We did a few things. Other than that, I didn't go to New York a lot to spend time. Now, I was hoping that I'd be able to. Now my daughter lives in New York, so I may have an opportunity at some point to see what's going on.
Yeah, man. After this COVID's over, you guys got to get out there and play again.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of comfortable, you know, we hanging out and not, you know, like I worked all my life and I'm kind of like taking a year off here, but you guys going to get back out again as soon as you can?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we need to.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about you? What about you, Robert? Who do you listen to nowadays?
Well, believe it or not, I've been listening to myself a lot.
I don't believe that, Robert.
I've pretty much been listening to myself a lot. I've been listening to myself a lot, but I still listen to Gene Harris a lot, and I'm starting to listen to some new stuff too. You know, I'm trying to listen to some new songs and stuff. So yeah.
You listen to yourself a lot because you want to hear what you did and not do that again, or hear what you did and do more of that, or because I know you always tape yourself, man. You always tape yourself. Anytime we went any place together, you were like, Dyan, tape me. Or you got a phone, just tape me, turn it on. And that's good. I think that's good. I started doing that myself and it was scary. I learned a lot.
Yeah, because the idea is you just want to hear some of the stuff back, you know, stuff like that.
So now Kamasi, you're not listening to any of the new Kamasi or
It's a pianist. I just checked the name, Christian Sands. I think that's his name, Christian Sands. He plays with Christian McBride.
Plays with Christian. Yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah, he's bad. I was just listening to, of course, Eric Lewis. You know, I listen to Eric and Cameron Graves. I like Cameron Graves and just, you know, all our friends. You know, all our cats.
Yeah.
Brandon Coleman's. Yeah, I like his stuff a lot. You know, we're all friends, and you know, I like, you know, we have similar styles and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to listen. Yeah.
Well, as soon as are you guys planning to do another recording together? I hope.
Yes.
On your label, Henry?
Hopefully, unless Blue Note picks us up, yeah.
That'll be a blessing.
Hey, it could happen.
Yeah, it could. You never know.
You never know.
Our friends, we got a couple friends working on that. You know, it's nice to have, you know, people in your corner helping you out.
That's right.
Matter of fact, the guy that mixed the record, Greg Editfield, and his wife, they're very, very supportive and good friends of ours.
Yep, you've been with Kiki for a long time, and Greg travels for anywhere in the world where you need him. He's there. He did this album.
Yes, Greg mixed this record. Yes, he sure did. He recorded it and mixed it. Y'all gotta pick up that record. It's on iTunes.
Come on, Henry. I know you listen to this record. You listen to yourself play. Come on.
I haven't. It's in my car. I play it in the car sometimes.
Yeah. Well, your bass has such a thick sound, but you make it so nimble. It's just amazing. That solo.
It's a good bass. It's a good bass.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of Ryan, Robert.
Yeah. But I'm glad you picked this song, Henry. Henry picked this song.
Say that again.
I say Henry picked this song.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Glad Henry picked this song.
Yes.
Yeah, you had a lively audience that night too. Nice.
Thank you.
Well, guys, yeah, so good, so good.
Yes, yes, yes.
Is there anything that you would like to leave us all with, the youngins out there who are just getting started, Carl?
Well, make an effort to work on your craft. I went from vibraphone to drums, drums to vibraphone back to drums. I couldn't make up my mind. It's not easy to focus sometimes, but once you find an instrument that you really love, then you can put your energy into it.
Yeah.
You can put the things into it that you have in your heart to do. And sometimes it takes a while before you find an instrument that you can do it with. If you find it early, it's something else. I think the first time I saw Henry, he was playing something like bass clarinet or something.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was playing timpani drums, and he was playing like what were you playing, Henry?
I was playing the bass clarinet.
Bass clarinet. Yeah, I'm in school.
Right. That's right. The all city orchestra. In the orchestra. That's right.
Yeah, man. So it's been a long trial of trying to really decide on where your heart is.
And then you practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, and then still takes more practice.
That's right.
Because
Right.
that changes. It changes from time to time. I know I play vibe sometimes. I play drums sometimes, and a lot of times I had a difficulty trying to figure out, how to make drums more musical.
Uh-huh.
How to, dealing with the vibraphone, realizing that there's a lot of melodic things that take place, but it's also the rhythmic things that take place. So that was a good combination. But I ended up with the drums because I could put together more sounds between the drums and the bass drum and the cymbals. I had to develop coordinations for all those pieces and make some sense out of those sounds.
It's amazing. What a drummer does it's just amazing. I mean, some of my favorites were Bernard Harper.
Uh-huh.
Alphonse Mouzon.
I know.
Alphonse Mouzon.
Uh-huh.
And then I love how Lyndon plays, Lyndon Rochelle. He's so creative and yet subtle.
I'm not familiar with him.
Oh, he's wonderful. We've done 2 records with Lyndon.
Okay. I don't know him.
He can play anything. He can play funk, rock, soul, rhythm and blues. But he plays jazz like it's so beautiful. It's like butter.
Play piano and bass too.
And Donald Barrett.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man.
There's some good people. There's some good people out here playing,
Well, everybody's doing something just a little different, and bringing it a little forward. And then everybody picks up on that one thing he's doing, and then they bring it forward. And then somebody picks, this, it's very interesting. Drummers are a breed unto their own.
And it takes a while before you get to a place where you feel like, okay, this is really what I have in my heart to do. I hear what other people are doing, and I'm trying to do what they're doing because I can develop the facility for trying to do it.
See?
But what do you have in your heart to do?
I love your spirit because you're still trying to learn, and you never stop. It never stops. You still
never stop.
Progress.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, Robert?
Yeah, you keep going like an energizer bunny.
I mean, you gotta keep growing. I remember you were at Capitol Records and Lyndon was in there with you, and you were doing Crazy, and he wanted you to change, and he'd come up and smack you, and then you were supposed to change, and then he'd come and smack you again, and you were supposed to change, do something different. And I said, "Why are you smacking Robert? Why are you smacking my Robert?" And he said, "We gotta get him to change. We gotta get him to play, you know." I mean, and I said, "I don't know if I would have been so nice as you if somebody was doing that to me, but he really loves you and he cares about you, you know."
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to change to hear your change. What about you, Henry? Are you happy with, you still growing and trying to experiment with different techniques?
Trying to keep up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you all sound wonderful, and you're also, I'm just overwhelmed because you're really just iconic. You're just heroes to me, and I'm so happy that Robert, I'm so happy that you guys are making music together. It's just amazing what you're gonna. I'm looking so forward to seeing what your next projects are going to be and what you're going to bring to the world.
I think it's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning. That's
right.
It's the beginning. That's right. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you.
Thank you, Mrs. Burnett.
Thank you very much. It's been a joy.
All right.
Can we see you? Where are you? I hear the voice. Where is she?
Here she is.
Hi.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
Hi.
I can see
It's a pleasure. Greetings all.
Very nice.
Thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Hello there, Skipper.
We've been together for a long time. And we were
all
worried
right, doing great.
I wasn't going to be able to make it, but I'm glad he made it. Thanks to you.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Have a wonderful holiday, and everybody be safe. Take care of yourselves.
Thank you.
All right.
You will. All right. Have a happy, safe, and blessed holiday.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Same for you guys and your families. Have a good holiday.
Yes.
All right, brother Al, I'll call you later on.
All right, take care. Yes, I got a couple of things I wanted to ask you too, Henry.
I'll call you in about an hour.
Okay. Take care.
Okay,
thanks, y'all. Thank y'all so much. This was great. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Dyan.
Yeah, man, everybody, get this album. Don't miss it. This is going to be a classic down the line.
It's on iTunes.
Yeah.
It's on iTunes, where Amazon, Apple, everywhere.
All that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
I'll go buy my copy tonight.
Oh, yeah. and Henry's got a couple out, too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got more than that out.
Oh, he's got about 100 out, right? I only have 2. I only have 2 or 3.
Oh, you'll get more next time I see you.
All right.
All right.
Let's do something
Take
together.
care.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Bye-bye.
Robert, I'll call you.
Okay. Thanks so much, everybody.
All right, Robert.
All right. Thank you, brother.
All right.
Talk to you soon.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Okay. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon.
How you get out of this crap?
I'll get you out.
How you get out? Get me out.
We can't get out.
I'm out. Get me out.
Well, everybody, there you go. Oh, wow. That was something else, right? 3 icons of jazz right here for eternity. I will repost this tonight, and you can also find it on YouTube anytime at my page, Dyan Kane. Thank you guys so much for showing up, and remember, be kind to each other, be kind to the animals, mask up. I do it without straight alcohol, but you know, disinfect, sterilize, take care of your health, because even though this is inconvenient, dying is more inconvenient. And we want you around for a long, long time. Love you all. Who's Zoomin Who? Another episode in the many, many episodes past and to come. Thank you. Love you all.